Listen to that sound. That is not an artist's creation. That is the electromagnetic roar of the largest planet in our solar system, echoing across the vacuum. For more than a century, science told us a comforting story. Textbooks described Jupiter as Earth's great protector, a colossal, benevolent guardian using its massive gravity like a giant vacuum cleaner, sweeping up deadly comets and rogue asteroids to keep our fragile blue world safe. We called it our shield. We were wrong. Jupiter is not our protector. It is a cosmic monster. It is an unstable, violent gravity trap that has spent the last 4.5 billion years actively aiming loaded weapons directly at our home. When supercomputer simulations and modern orbital dynamics finally mapped the true gravitational influence of Jupiter, they uncovered a disturbing reality. If Jupiter did not exist, the number of catastrophic cometary impacts on Earth would not skyrocket. In fact, for many classes of long-period comets, the impact rate on our planet would actually decrease. Jupiter does not simply catch rogue asteroids. It hunts them. It reaches out into the frozen reservoirs of the outer solar system, grabs icy mountains traveling at 50,000 miles per hour, bends their trajectories, and slingshots them inward, directly across the orbital path of Earth. We are not living in a protected sanctuary. We are living in a shooting gallery, and Jupiter is the one pulling the trigger. To understand why our existence is an accident of sheer statistical luck, we have to look past the beautiful cream and amber cloud tops. We have to look into the dark history of an ancient executioner. Let us dismantle the myth where it began. The idea of the Jupiter shield was born in the 19th century, popularized by astronomers who noticed that the giant planet took frequent, violent hits from passing comets. The logic seemed simple enough. Jupiter possesses more mass than all other planets in the solar system combined, 318 times the mass of the Earth. A body that heavy creates an immense gravitational well. Surely, any stray debris wandering into the inner solar system would be swallowed by the giant before it could ever reach us. That logic overlooked a fundamental law of orbital mechanics. Jupiter's physical body is large, but compared to the empty expanse of space, it is still just a tiny speck. Its gravitational reach, however, spans hundreds of millions of miles. For every stray comet that crashes directly into Jupiter's clouds, its gravity perturbs, redirects, and destabilizes dozens more. Imagine standing in a room while someone throws rocks past you. Now imagine a massive giant standing between you and the thrower. If that giant catches one rock out of 20, but bats the other 19 in completely unpredictable directions, causing several to ricochet straight toward your head, would you call that giant your bodyguard? Astrophysicists ran comprehensive numerical simulations tracking hundreds of thousands of hypothetical objects over millions of years. The results were clear. While Jupiter does clear out some debris from the Kuiper belt, it also acts as a primary destabilizer for the Oort cloud and the Centaurs. It takes objects that were peacefully orbiting in circular, harmless paths far from the Sun, shreds their orbital stability, and drops them into highly eccentric orbits that cross the inner solar system. And look at the asteroid belt between Mars and Jupiter. Popular culture depicts the asteroid belt as the leftover debris of an ancient, destroyed planet. But planetary scientists know the truth. A planet never existed there because Jupiter never allowed it to form. 4.5 billion years ago, as millions of rocky planetesimals were gently clumping together to build a fifth terrestrial world, Jupiter's relentless tidal resonance tore through the region. Every time these newborn rocks tried to merge, Jupiter's gravitational pull yanked them out of alignment, accelerating them into violent, shattering collisions. Jupiter did not protect that world. It murdered it in the womb. It left behind a shattered ring of over 1 million jagged rocks, a permanent ring of shrapnel that it continues to stir, periodically flinging massive asteroids like Ceres, Vesta, and dangerous near-Earth objects directly into our path. If you want to see just how ruthless Jupiter truly is, you have to rewind the clock to the earliest days of our solar system. 4.5 billion years ago, the Sun was surrounded by a thick, swirling disk of gas and dust. In this primordial nursery, planets were forming fast. Jupiter was the first to ignite its gravitational engine, rapidly ballooning into a gas giant. Then, it did something that almost erased the entire inner solar system forever. Astrophysicists call it the grand tack hypothesis. As Jupiter grew, the drag from the surrounding gas disk caused its orbit to decay. It began to spiral inward, moving toward the sun like a cosmic snowplow. As it migrated inward, reaching the orbit where Mars sits today, its colossal gravity plowed through the primordial planetary building blocks. It was a massacre. Recent cosmological models suggest that the early solar system may have contained several super-Earths, massive, rocky worlds 2 to 5 times the size of our planet, common in almost every other star system we observe in the galaxy today. Where are ours? Jupiter likely destroyed them. As Jupiter swept inward, its gravity pulled those early protoplanets into overlapping, unstable resonances. They collided with one another, shattered into rubble, and were kicked into death spirals straight into the young sun. Jupiter was on a direct trajectory to consume the entire inner solar system. It was spiraling toward the sun, on course to become what astronomers call a hot Jupiter, a scorching gas giant orbiting within inches of its star, rendering the birth of rocky, habitable planets completely impossible. So why are we here? Because of another monster, Saturn. Just as Jupiter was about to cross the point of no return, Saturn finished forming behind it. Saturn began its own inward migration, moving faster than Jupiter until the two giants locked into a precise orbital resonance. For every 2 times Jupiter orbited the Sun, Saturn orbited 3 times. This gravitational handshake created a massive combined pull that cleared the gas between them, reversing their momentum. Like 2 titans pulling on a cosmic rope, Saturn dragged Jupiter backward, hauling it back out into the outer solar system. Think about the sheer fragility of that moment. Earth does not exist because the universe designed a safe paradise for us. Earth exists because a second executioner showed up just in time to drag the first one off the stage. We are built from the leftover crumbs of a feast that Jupiter was forced to abandon. If Jupiter's gravitational reach across the solar system is terrifying, its internal anatomy is pure nightmare fuel. Let us plunge beneath the clouds. If you were to fall into Jupiter wearing a spacesuit that could somehow withstand freezing temperatures and cosmic radiation, you would not find a surface to land on. There is no solid ground. There is no floor. At the upper boundary, you would drift through serene, cream-colored clouds of ammonia ice at a temperature of minus 150 degrees Celsius. But that calm is an illusion. Within minutes, you are caught in wind systems that make Earth's most powerful Category 5 hurricanes look like gentle breezes. Winds here scream at over 400 miles per hour, driven not by sunlight, but by a boiling engine of internal heat radiating from the planet's primordial core. As you descend deeper, the sunlight fades from twilight to absolute obsidian blackness. The atmosphere transitions seamlessly from gas to a dense, superheated fluid. The air itself becomes thick, warm, and suffocating. By the time you reach just 1,000 kilometers below the clouds, the pressure climbs to tens of thousands of times greater than the pressure at sea level on Earth. It is a crushing weight that would flatten a military submarine like a soda can under a hydraulic press. And then, the laws of ordinary matter break down entirely. Around 10,000 kilometers deep, the temperature climbs to thousands of degrees. The atmospheric pressure reaches 2 million times that of Earth. Under this unimaginable force, hydrogen atoms are squeezed so violently that their electron shells collapse. The gas does not freeze into a solid. It turns into something alien to our everyday experience, liquid metallic hydrogen. Imagine an ocean with no shores and no surface, stretching for tens of thousands of miles. An ocean made entirely of liquid metal that conducts electricity like copper wire. In this dark, churning deep, the metallic fluid swirls in violent convective currents, functioning as a colossal planetary dynamo. It generates a magnetic field so vast, so intensely powerful, that if you could see it glowing in our night sky from Earth, it would appear several times larger than the full moon. If you dropped a skyscraper made of solid diamond into this depth, it would not reach the core. The diamond would liquefy, dissolve, and become just another drop in a boiling sea of metallic poison. That titanic magnetic field is not just an abstract line on a physics diagram. It is an active death zone. Jupiter's magnetosphere captures charged particles from the solar wind and accelerates them to near-light speed, turning the space around the planet into If an astronaut in a standard NASA spacesuit were placed in orbit near Jupiter's inner moon Io, the radiation would